over, and with the snow starting to melt on this side of the island back to its original state, it's safe to say we're way overdue the 15.20 update. Thankfully, with this being put onto the staging servers, we not only know when this update's going to be happening based off a ton of other things going down in the community with the dates revealed, but believe it or not, we have a ton of information regarding what's going to be contained within it, everything upcoming for players including free V-Bucks for literally everyone considering Epic Games messed up, and with us mentioning all the information regarding bug fixes and so much more in the next update, we have the next addition to the Icon series not only revealed before its announcement, but also the official date of when it's going to be revealed by the specific YouTuber in mention who's receiving a skin, but you won't find out what that is, or about the free V-Bucks unless you're sticking around and watching the full video today. Also, before we dive into all of that juicy information, make sure to take 2 seconds out of your day to log on to Fortnite, or if you're already logged on, to enter code Friendly Machine inside the Fortnite item shop. As an Epic partner, it greatly supports the channel, and obviously I'm one of very few YouTubers on the platform that gifts 5 subscribers every single day. And before we literally prove that, I just want to remind you guys that 70% of you watching right now, maybe perhaps without realizing, aren't subscribed. So do yourself a favor, stop what you're doing right now. Yes, the screen went black, and hit that big red button so you can become one of the 30% that's eligible to be gifted. And in terms of sending out gifts today, oh wait, 1 second, we need to wait for Peely to finish sending his tweet. Finally, after a long vacation, Peely has officially returned, and with the brand new skipper emote rotating throughout the item shop, so, you know, he's gonna get kinda buff. I figured I'd give 5 of you guys this today, but first, we're kinda running low on V-Bucks, so we need some more. There we go, boys and girls, 2,000 more V-Bucks for just this one gifting spree today, and with that said, I think it's finally time again for Peely the giant banana to splash out. So of course, if you want to end up like any of the 5 people I'm literally proving I'm gifting right now, and I'm adding subscribers to myself who try adding me, make sure of course you're subscribing to the channel with all notifications turned on, and then comment your Epic Games ID down below, so perhaps in the next video you could be like one of the 5 people here if everybody didn't have it, thankfully. Honestly, that's incredibly rare right now for that to happen these days. But yeah, with that said now, Peely would just like everybody's attention real quick before we hop into it all, and that's because he's officially drawing the red card as we're in an emergency situation. As well, you see this number right here? Well, we've been trying to reach this for quite some time now, even before New Year, and Peely's getting kind of upset that we haven't hit it already. So just take a time out real quick, hit the big red button, turn on all notifications whilst you're at it, and with that said now, enough messing around. Let's make a start on going over everything we know regarding 15.20. So hopping into it all, the first thing I figured we'd mention is the 15.20 update itself and it being put onto the staging servers. What exactly this means for people that don't know real quick. Basically, an update being implemented into Fortnite, a new one, goes through 2 phases. The first phase being the testing servers, meaning they're working on the update initially, and then once this is done and everything is obviously implemented into the update and it can be added at the flick of a switch, or from scheduled downtime occurring, it is then put onto the second phase being the staging servers. And yeah, we already mentioned that 15.20 has been put onto the staging servers a few days ago, meaning it's definitely confirmed to be coming next week. The reason for this being, if you don't know, is because updates don't occur on a Sunday when you perhaps may be watching this video, as it's going to be uploaded on this day, and honestly, based off this context, I believe it will be either added on Monday or Tuesday. The reason I believe Monday is the more likely option is because of the fact that Gref G is actually announcing his very own Icon Series skin on Monday, January 11th, 2020, as he tweeted this out, which is translated from Spanish to English: official presentation of my Fortnite skin live, Monday, January 11th at 8 PM CEST. I share with you great emotion, the first teaser. And believe it or not too, despite this being a well-anticipated Icon Series skin, even since the Icon Series was officially announced to be a new rarity for skins or cosmetics, with Ninja and Loser Fruit also being teased to be added, and this was way back in Chapter 2 Season 1, it's finally coming after a lot of false teased release dates even by the Gref G himself. In terms of what this will look like though, we have a good idea based off a ton of teases that several Twitter users have compiled together based off what the Gref G has shown or basically pointed toward it looking like once it's revealed this silhouette. And speaking of the silhouette itself, my designer ESK Concepts managed to create what he thinks it will look like early based off the images provided, and honestly, if it looks something like this, I'm definitely going to be copying it, but make sure if you do too, you're rocking code Friendly Machine inside the Fortnite item shop. In other news of what's going to be added or fixed or re-implemented in the 15.20 update. FireMonkey had this to say that finally the long-anticipated movement method to get around this gigantic Chapter 2 map, sand tunneling, will be re-enabled in the 15.20 update. He then followed up by stating, speaking of, here are a list of bugs set to be fixed in V15.20. The list is shorter than the last time I posted due to the fixes for the Fortnite crew pack. As you can see from the image, he not only points out that we're going to be receiving the flip reset lobby track, obviously considering if you didn't know it was silently removed for all players, as you won't have it in your locker right now if you're watching when this video is initially uploaded. And yeah, just a ton of other things that perhaps you wouldn't notice, small tweaks that we know are definitely going to be fixed. And in terms of what he's referring to in this tweet itself when he talks about the Fortnite crew pack being fixed, for those that don't know how it was already broken in terms of a paid system anyways, basically when January 2021 rolled around, many people even before then, considering the billing information was different for when the skin Green Arrow was granted, they got the skin granted onto their account and the money still wasn't taken out of their account for that month's subscription, so they could simply then cancel it and get the full Green Arrow set on their account for completely free, effectively making the January crew pack kinda pointless or even somewhat a scam, considering if you didn't cancel your subscription you were effectively only paying $12 for 1,000 V-Bucks. And I use the term scam very loosely there because Epic would never do anything like that intentionally, and if they mess up, they say sorry and reward us again or recompensate us, which is what they're doing right here. They even came out as early as January 2nd, literally a day after New Year's Day or the start of January, stating, we're investigating an issue where Fortnite crew members are not receiving their V-Bucks and appear inactive despite renewing their subscription in January. Crew members who renew automatically will continue to be subscribed, but their V-Bucks will be delayed as we work on a fix. And then they followed up by stating, as we work to address the issue, some players may be unable to resubscribe to the Fortnite crew. We'll provide an update when the issue has been resolved, obviously due to the mass amounts of people who are unsubscribing and then perhaps maybe resubscribing, which doesn't make any sense considering if you already got the skin you were only then still paying $12 for the 1,000 V-Bucks. And then today finally they followed up by stating, we're in the process of granting 1,000 V-Bucks to impacted Fortnite crew subscribers. Along with the 1,000 V-Bucks grant, impacted subscribers are receiving a 500 V-Bucks bonus. If you haven't received your V-Bucks or see an error message, we're still completing the process, meaning it's rolling out now for everybody these free V-Buck rewards. And how this links to the 15.20 update is because by the time this rolls around, or when it does initially, once it's updated onto everybody's platform, considering people are already seeing this reward screen now, you should see it then too, hopefully at the very latest. And it states you may have noticed a delay between your Fortnite crew billing date and when you received your 1,000 V-Bucks. This issue is now resolved. You've been granted 500 V-Bucks as a thank you for your patience. And honestly, Epic Games didn't really need to do this, considering they already recompensated players who actually got given the Green Arrow skin way earlier than anticipated, even before it was granted early before the billing information was taken out, as at this time they actually vaulted it out of people's accounts and then gave them 500 V-Bucks and stated that it would be granted at a later date with their subscription active, but then for whatever reason didn't actually take it off people's accounts once they unsubscribed and got the skin early before the billing information was taken out or the money was taken out of wherever they're subscribed from. In other news, before we talk about the live event and our first developments we know regarding it or leading up to it that we're going to be seeing, FireMonkey stated according to Epic Games on Reddit, they are now looking into the whole situation with fully black superhero outfits being almost impossible to spot, as this comparison image has been floating around social media if you follow Fortnite or anybody involved with Fortnite on any other platforms. And as you can see, there is actually a person here, even despite it being almost impossible to spot at night time. And just for proof that this is getting resolved, if you perhaps are getting annoyed by people sitting in these corners and then jumping out on you like the shadows from Fortnitemares, Volleygirl over on Reddit actually stated, please fix the superhero outfits, and tagged an Epic staff member who replied, we're looking at it, thanks everybody for raising it. And with Epic Games being back off vacation now after the Operation Snowdown event and Spy Within challenges are coming to an end, or the event itself, it wouldn't surprise me at all if we see this fixed in the update that we believe to be going down on January 11th, 2021. And speaking of the Spy Within event or the free rewards we can earn within the challenge set itself, don't forget, as a public service announcement, this is going away on January 11th, 2021, being the same date as well of the Gref G's outfit being announced, so I'm guessing this day is going to be a big day, hence why I believe the 15.20 update will be arriving then. Also, this means that Fortnite can pull another Lachlan, considering this was leaked in the update hours before Lachlan actually actually officially announce the skin itself. And now swiftly moving on to our final, most interesting topic of the video, saving the best till last of course. For those that don't know, this has been floating around social media as of lately, to do with the Mandalorian spaceship receiving some changes later this season, which many people speculate is event related, considering Dusty Depot is right here where we know reconstruction has occurred previously with the rocket in Season X. And speaking of this rocket, considering the Seven, or the Visitor and the Scientist anyways, we know had large involvement with this, and with the Seven being mentioned in the Chapter 2 Season 5 official trailer by the IO leader on the phone, maybe perhaps later this season we're revealed to the 4th member of the Seven, or the final 4, considering 3 are only currently known to us, being the Visitor, the Scientist and Paradigm. And to be honest, this makes perfect sense considering Agent Jonesy is opposing the Seven, trying to keep everybody in the loop with the bounty hunters being brought into the Fortnite world to ensure this, but then the Seven, as we know, are all about breaking out of the loop, and I can definitely see this conflict coming to some sort of conclusion by the end of the season, if not directly shown or involved in the live event. And speaking of the live event, we should be seeing our first files updated into the game's coding anyways in 15.20, as when this update goes live or downtime starts occurring, when initially the files are implemented into the game's coding that data miners can pull out, this will mean we're halfway through the season in terms of these downtime updates, considering there's only 4 leading up to 15.40 that we currently know of, before 16.00 being Chapter 2 Season 6. Anyways, that's all I've got for you guys in this one, so if you enjoyed, want to keep referring back to it, or just generally want to support me, leave a like on the video before you actually leave today, and of course make sure you're subscribing to the channel with all notifications turned on, so that you don't miss the everything new video that I'm going to be making as soon as downtime starts for this 15.20 update when it does. And if you haven't done